Test. Yo guys, and welcome back to this new stream here on my channel. My name is Dan for Crypto Rover, and thank you once again for tuning into this amazing new stream here once again on this channel. And on today's stream, we're going to discuss a lot of interesting things. Of course, we're going to for sure discuss the price action that we are currently seeing here in the market. We're going to go over all our price predictions as well on Bitcoin and crypto, and I will be talking once again about why you should be benefiting from the current market scenario. You should be benefiting, in my opinion, because the prices are right now trading a little bit lower. And as well, we're going to go over once again some very important on-chain data where you should not be losing your attention towards right now here, because what we can be first of all see here. So the recent shakeout, we have been of course seeing a long liquidation, but not as a significant one like we have been seeing before, but we have been going steadily towards the downside. And while we have been going steadily towards the downside, it looks to be that the short-term holders have been exiting the market and the long-term holders have been still been accumulating. So does it mean that the dumb people, not the dumb people, the dumb money is right now exiting the market? It is looking like that. So yeah, if you want to be finding out about all this important information, make sure that you're going to stay till the end of the stream here. We're of course going to as well go over your favorite projects, and we are going to discuss the Bitcoin price action. So yeah, let me start off with discussing the Bitcoin price action before going into my reasons why you should definitely not start to panic over here, because yeah, I have quite a lot of reasons right now prepared for you guys out there why you should not be panicking, because on-chain data suggests that you want to be starting to get greedy. And of course, I will be always moving my money with the smart money, and what the smart money is doing right now here is at least not selling, they are buying. So let me right away first of all start with discussing the Bitcoin price action and discuss what we are currently seeing. So you can see right now Bitcoin forming a new critical level of resistance here on the top side. And excuse me, let me approach this like this here. And of course you can see clearly right now we are finding resistance here on the top side, and we are finding support on the lower side. So it looks to be that this is going to be an important level that we have to be breaking above. And of course, if we're going to be able to break through of this critical level of downward sloping resistance, we could be maybe see some more potential towards the upside. But how what does this potential pattern right now look like? And let me go to a different chart real quickly, because that chart is a little bit glitched here. But yeah, let me go to this chart over here. You can see clearly we have been right now forming this downward slope resistance line over here, like you can clearly see, and this is going to be resulting in, of course, maybe a potential like you can see over here, an inverse head and shoulders maybe potentially, or you could be approaching it like this point, and we could be maybe create some kind like an inverse head and shoulders, could be resulting in, of course, in some more bullish price action. Second of all, yeah, we are right now still forming this lower low trajectory, lower high trajectory on the market, but if we're at the same time looking at the momentum indicators, you can clearly see the momentum is driving up once again here, and it looks to be that the sellers are getting a little bit exhausted. And like we know here, if there are not enough sellers anymore in a market, it is going to be most likely that you're going to start moving towards the upside from there on. And I know why this chart was not looking good, because I was looking at it on the 30-minute time frame, and you want to be approaching it on the 1 hourly candle. So excuse me so much for that. But yeah, you can clearly see right now we are forming downward slope resistance line here on the 1 hourly candles, and this resistance line has been forming, of course, the critical resistance that you should be approaching. And personally, I could be anticipating maybe a potential scenario like this, where we are going to create, of course, a left shoulder and head, and of course a potential right shoulder over here, and that could be, of course, resulting in more bullish price action in the end of the day. So I'm looking forward towards this pattern potentially playing out right now, and this is going to be as well a thing that I should be keeping my eyes out on for sure. But yeah, same thing, of course, happening on the 1 hourly candles. You can see the different momentum indicators right now signifying that we are going to see a trend reversal. Of course, we are right now seeing as well a thing that you have to be very honest with. We are right now seeing a hidden bearish divergence, but is this really a reason for me to be panicking right now? No, I will be not panicking, because I do think since all these signals coming together right now here, I want to be getting greedy, because of course we know the fear and greed index trading on the same levels, sitting on the same levels like we were here before in July and June 2021, and we all know what happened afterwards. Because if we are looking back to historical price, of course, to historical fear levels of Bitcoin, it has been proving itself that it is always a good time to be greedy once others are fearful. And right now, of course, a lot of the people are in fear, because the fear and greed index is currently suggesting that the market is in extreme fear, 21 of the 100. So of course we're sitting at extreme low levels of of fear. And like you can see here, last month there was extreme greed. We were sitting on 79, and of course once the greed is extremely high, you could be expecting a pull down, a pull towards the downside. And once the fear is extremely high as well in the market, you could be expecting a pump towards the upside. So make sure that you're not, first of all, getting fooled by this move here, because yeah, a lot of people are panic selling or whatsoever, but it's definitely not the best strategy out there right now, in my opinion. So before moving into further technical analysis, let me as well talk a little bit about this drop-off, because yeah, we have been seeing this drop-off over here, and like you can see, this drop-off was way different. Like you can see, this drop-off was way different like we saw over here, right? We were seeing a whole different drop-off getting created here on the 7th of September instead of right now. So the 7th of September was basically a drop-off that was generated by a huge amount of whales that of course got out of the market and of course created a very big long squeeze. Of course, right now still we liquidated quite a lot of longs here, but it was not really a huge squeeze in a very rapid pace here. What we are seeing right now here is that people, retailers especially, and I will be explaining why this is a drop-off of retailers exiting the market, have been going out of the market steadily in a very relatively speaking slow pace in the market. And right now you can see we're already cooling off this drop in the sell pressure right now, and it looks to be that the 40k is at least holding the barrier right now here. But what this is basically telling us is that of course people were going steadily out of the market, and while we are looking to on-chain data, we can see that the most amount of sellers around that range and around the Monday 20th of September, 2 days ago, while we were starting this very significant leg down here, were addresses that were not holding Bitcoin for so long. These were of course mainly addresses that was Bitcoin holding for Bitcoin, let's say 24 hours or 1 day and towards 1 week. So there were for sure these addresses that sold their Bitcoin were basically newbies, people that were new in the market, like you can see over here. So yeah, pretty interesting what we saw in this tweet, of course, because he was of course explaining what we are having right now in the market, because a lot of people that are new to the market are right now selling off. And of course it all comes down once again to the fear that was getting generated here in the classic stock market. And I will be going as well in towards the classic stock market in a second, because it looks to be that the classic stock market is right now forming a W, and of course a W is a typical reversal structure, and a W is, in my opinion, a pretty bullish signal that the market, of course the classic stock market, could be starting to move up once again here. And we know if the classic stocks market is going to be moving up again, it's going to be Bitcoin that's following. But basically this drop off basically happened because people were thought this is the end of Bitcoin, because the stock market is going to collapse. But once again, you have to be asking yourself the question, is America going to let their stock market crash because of Hong Kong, because of the real estate group in Hong Kong? No, I don't think so. I don't think that America will be letting their stock market crash because of them. For sure not, because as soon, like we are having right now here, the market is correcting in the US stock market is correcting, they're going to print more money, because that is exactly what they're doing right now here. They will be printing more money to, of course, boost their stock market once again. So definitely I should not fall for the fear, because of course as well what we are seeing is that there's purely a lot of manipulation going around of the market. These wolves are of course trying to push the price down. Of course, they are benefiting from the FOD currently in the market, and they are trying to shake you out over here. And I personally am highly convinced that it is always, highly convinced, we know it from historical price action, that always if you're going to be buying the fear, you're having a very good average buying price. And that is exactly what we are seeing right now here. Then second of all, of course, you can see Bitcoin is retesting some very interesting levels of daily previous resistance as support right now here. And see, once again, some people saying in the chat, he's always been a moon boy, and I definitely disagree with that. I've never always been a moon boy, but this is the time to be a moon boy. This is literally the time to be a moon boy. And of course, everyone has their own opinion on the market. I highly agree with that. Of course, if you think you have to be selling off your Bitcoin right now, be my guest, because we need people in the market that sell their Bitcoin right now here, because the people that are selling their Bitcoin right now, they will be providing the buying pressure while we are breaking through that 52k barrier once again. Because yes, I'm very highly convinced that we are still going to see it, and maybe it could be taking another 2 or 3 weeks from here on. Maybe this is going to be a little bit of a longer period of accumulation. But like I have been predicting already, since of course I predicted this correction because I was extremely bearish over here on the 50k range. And yeah, I don't know why I'm always a moon boy, because I was extremely bearish over there, bought back my bitcoins over here. Of course, I could have bought it lower, but of course, this was an event that we couldn't be anticipating because of the Evergrande scenario, of course. So what we are right now having is what we are historically seeing as well is that Bitcoin tends to take 30 towards 40 days till it's going to recover towards its previous local high. And I personally think that we should be addressing 30 to 40 days. Let's say 35 days here. We're right now on the halfway point. I think, yeah, we definitely have been reaching our low. October is coming here, bullish months ahead. I should definitely be starting to get a little bit greedy in the market, in my opinion. And then because, of course, as well, you can see previous resistance, of course, on the daily time frame. Look at this perfect touch. You can see over here, perfect touch on the daily time frame. And this is, of course, daily resistance. Then we are moving further, and we're seeing that we were providing very strong resistance here on the 19th and 20th of May. Very strong resistance. Then as well, we were trading on the 15th of June, once again, providing very strong resistance. Then you can see over here, several touches got us rejected. Once again, not able to break through this level. And if you're done looking further towards the market and see what the market is doing right now here, we are once again finding very strong support. I said once again, but this is, of course, it proved itself already 5 times. It has been extreme strong resistance. Right now on the 6th touch, we are retesting it as support. And I definitely think this is a very bullish touch here. And if you're looking as well to these previous drop-offs we have been seeing here in the being here, 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 in the being test. Excuse me for being away for a second. That's a minor technical issue, but let me go further. The bull market, like you can see over here, we have been seeing a 30.9% correction in the market. And then we have been seeing an, let me see, a 26% correction in the market. After that, we have been seeing an 18.3% correction in the market. Of course, after that, we have been seeing an approximately 27% correction. These corrections are healthy. Of course, this was one that was way more significant, but I don't think that we should be anticipating this. I mean, if you're looking to this to the same structure, how much these corrections could be providing us, a 25 to 30% correction is extremely healthy in the market. Because why do we need these corrections? Once again, going to address it, because we have been seeing a very significant rise towards the upside. Too many people are in profit. We have to be shaking out the weekends. And of course, on every single drop off, everyone is going to say, don't be so bullish or whatsoever. We are going to once again see a retracement. We are going back to 20k, or we're going back to 10k. No, that is not going to happen. And you have to know the game. You have to understand the game. Because these whales want you to sell your Bitcoin. And do you really think that institutions are not buying right now? No, of course they are buying. Because you have to think this. You have to think this, right? Are institutions going to be holding the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, the I'm getting very frustrated by this freaking, I don't know what it is, but it's something with my computer or whatsoever. Excuse me so much for this issue. But do you really think... Ik word alleen maar... Fuck. Sorry. Oh, a lot of technical issues. Excuse me for that. But excuse me for that issue. I don't know how I was fixed previously, but right now it game's back once again here. But yeah, do you really think these institutions are right now going to... do you really think these institutions are right now already going to hold the dollars on the balance sheet while the government is printing it like crazy? Of course not. They are not going to hold these freaking dollars. They are not going to hold these freaking dollars. And I can't definitely stress enough about it. I definitely can't stress enough about it. Because, once again, a lot of people start to disappear. People don't look at their portfolio once again because it's down. They're selling up. They're calling for a bear market once again. We have been through this several times. And I like to see people calling a bear market, because the more people that are right now going to call a bear market, the more I know we are not in a bear market? Because we are not in a bear market. It's very simple. The more people start to panic, the more greedy I will become. The more people that will be in fear, the more greedy I will become. You have to be having diamond hands in crypto. So it's a game of it's a very interesting game that they're playing. And what we know here is that these drop-offs are getting they are occurring less and less frequent. Of course, you can see over here we see these drop-offs less and less frequent getting started. And the reason why here is because they're coming more and more hodlers. There are less people that are willing to sell their Bitcoin. And it's likely to see the prices increase from here on. So a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're going to go to Rex City because you're still holding on to your Bitcoins. But I definitely, the point here is, if the market goes up, I gain dollars. If the market goes down, I'm accumulating Bitcoins. Because as long as the market is going down, I will be benefiting from it. And especially on these corrections that we're seeing right now. Because these wills are benefiting from the FUD of Evergrande. Because, oh, the stock market is collapsing. And do you really think, if the stock, that's a very good thing. Do you really think the stock market was correcting or was going to collapse? And if the stock market was really going to collapse, it would have already happened. It would have already happened, because if it was really true, Wall Street stole every stockholder was already selling everything and the market was already correcting. But no, they realized it is not so worse as it seems to be, because it's only really the retailers that are right now falling for this spot. And once again, I like to say this, and I love these shows here with you guys out there, but probably, I'm sure he must sold all his BTC. No, I have not, man. I've been only buying. I mean, I sold, yes, on the 50 towards 52k range. I've sold 80% of my portfolio, but I bought it back here around to 44 towards 46k range once again. And right now, of course, I've been accumulating still dollar cost averaging back into Bitcoin, but not with a huge amount of capital, because, of course, the most amount of capital is still in crypto. And yes, I've been selling some more of my silver, like I, of course, already said to you guys out there. I'm holding quite a lot of silver as well to, of course, use that money to buy back in potential dips. And this is definitely a dip that I'm buying once again. And as soon as we're going to break once again local highs, I will be taking minor profits along the way up here, because my strategy is to be fearful once others are greedy, and my strategy is to be greedy once others are fearful as well over here. I've been extremely greedy on the market. Has it been paying me off? Yes, it clearly has. I right now am very, once again, greedy in the market, because the prices are moving down and others are fearful. So do you really think that everyone is able to call bear market? No, I don't think so, because once the bear market starts, all the investors will be there. Once the bear market will be starting, all the investors will be there, because that is the low, that's the top that we're going to reach. And right now, no, that's not true. Let me see. 37k possible. For sure, it is possible. But is it likely to get reached? I'm personally highly doubt that, because the reason why here, too many people anticipating it. You have to be, I mean, let me give you a lesson. I mean, if you were around on the channel already here around the of course, the drop off here in May, we, of course, were extremely bullish on the market over here. And, of course, it has been a good average buying price, right? It has been a good average buying price. That's the exact same point for now. Right now, this is a very good average buying price. In my opinion, this whole box over here is a good average buying price for Bitcoin. It's a good average buying price to settle yourself down for the coming months. So you really have to be asking your question, is it worth the risk to the potential reward to buy Bitcoin right now? I do definitely think so. In my opinion, no financial advice once again, but in my opinion and in my personal strategy, I've been accumulating because I think it is worth the risk for the potential reward. So as well, what we saw over here, and let me come back here to why I don't think that 37k is going to be extremely likely, is look at the range that we were over here. Of course, I was recording every single day videos, I was doing live streams, etc., etc. And what were we having on these months? I was, of course, anticipating that Bitcoin was bottoming out to the 30 towards 28k, but the most amount of people were saying Bitcoin is going to retrace back towards 25k, 20k. But the problem is that too many people anticipated that drop-off. So while we were starting to increase, of course, and while people were selling off their portfolio around 35k because they thought, oh, okay, I'm going to catch 25k. And there were so many people saying that in my videos every single day. They were saying, oh, bro, we're going to get wrecked because you're buying Bitcoin right now. No, in the end of the day, I've made a lot of profit. I made a lot of profit of it because we rise since the low here of 28k with an approximately, let me see, sorry, that's not correct. An 80% rise, if I say it correctly. Yeah, we rise 80.4%. No, I did not make a loss at all. I made huge profits because I was greedy once others are fearful. And if you really are not learning from your faults in the past. You have to be really, you have to take these lessons. If you made a mistake in the past, you have to be learning from these lessons. And over here as well, too many people were anticipating the 20k range, 25k range, all-time high retest. And too many people anticipate that certain level is not going to happen. Once again, right now, I see my whole Twitter feed, I see a whole YouTube. Everyone is talking about 37 and 38k. And yeah, for sure, it is possible. It is going to be possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible, but is it likely to reach a target? I don't really think so, in my opinion. I do think it's an extreme, low likelihood that it is going to be happening, in my opinion. And what we can be seeing right now on the daily time frame is also pretty interesting, because if we're just purely going to look at the MACD right now here, of course the MACD looks to be forming still on higher low here. Of course, determining if the daily candles are going to bounce right now here. If the daily candles start to close in the green for 2 or 3 days in a row, we are as well confirming a bullish divergence on the MACD. So that's going to be, of course, extremely bullish if we're going to be able to hold this line. So in my opinion right now here, I just want to be seeing this 40.5k level getting hold on, because if we're not going to be able to hold on towards this line, yes, it's going to be a little bit more bearish, because this level has been showing itself a lot of significance in the past year. So yeah, I will be keeping my eyes out on it. But yeah, you want to be as well say to yourself, how am I going to be preparing myself for the coming months here? Because I truly believe that the coming months are going to be extremely bullish here in crypto, and because if we're looking back to previous cycles, we know that the Q4 is always the most bullish months here. And what are these whales right now doing? They are pushing down the prices so they can be accumulating for the last time and prepare themselves to be ready for Q4. That is literally what the whales are right now doing. And you know, if you're looking once again to blockchain.com, that the biggest will have been literally accumulating and accumulated another 350 Bitcoin. The biggest wall in crypto, in Bitcoin, sorry, has been accumulating another 350 Bitcoin on the 42k level. So I definitely think we should be get pretty bullish about that one as well. If I'm going to look once again at the bull market support band on the weekly time frame, you can still see we are clearly retesting it, and it's definitely not a bad retest, because the bull market support band is needed to get retested in order, of course, to see higher prices getting generated. Because we know here in September 2020, exactly 1 year ago, 365 days ago, we were seeing this retest of the bull market support band as well. And of course, after seeing that retest, we all know what happened, because the rest is history. We saw an insane increasement towards the upside with an approximately 600%. So is it right now the time to buy here? In my opinion, yes. Is it a hard time to buy? Of course, I do get it. If you're new to the market, or if you haven't not been through these drop-offs before, I know it's going to be hard, because you can see everyone is in fear. People see prices in the red. People think, oh, this is the end. But I mean, I've been through this several times. I mean, I've been here since 2016 in the space. I've been through every single crash, every single correction. And what are the things that I really learned, and what has been the most profitable skill for me to use, is to always be greedy once others are fearful. And once again, I know a lot of people will be once again disagreeing, because they're saying, oh, this time is different, this time is different. But they're always going to say this time is different. But at the end of the day, it is not going to be different, because it's always going to be paying off if you're going to buy the freaking fear. The more fear in the market, the more greedy I get. And of course, it's not going to, let's say you're going to buy, no financial advisor whatsoever, but let's say I'm buying right now. The market is not going to show up in just a matter of 24 hours. Give the market some time. Patience is key. It could be so that we're going to see, like I said before, another 2 or 3 days downwards pressure in the market. But is it going to be a good average buying price in terms of risk to reward? Yes, it will, in my opinion, because I personally do expect that we're going to see way higher price cycles getting generated. And still, all the people, like I told every single time before here, the ones that are right now panic selling will be panic buyers in the end of the day. So the panic sellers will become panic buyers, and it has been always so before. We know, if we're looking to the historical price action, has been always the same. If we're looking to on-chain data right now here, it is showing us that there are short-term holders are right now selling here. The most amount of sellers are short-term holders, so it are pretty newbies in the market, because they think they can be anticipating the market shakedown, because Evergrande is crashing, because the US stock market is crashing, but the US stock market is not crashing, of course, right now. So I want to be asking you guys quickly to smash up the like button. Will be truly highly appreciated if you could be doing so right now here. Of course, smashing up the like button is only going to take you a very few seconds of your time, and you will be helping me the world about it. You will be literally mean the world to me, of course, if you're going to smash up the like button. So someone is saying crypto rovers Warren Buffett. I mean, yeah, of course. I truly I read a lot of books, and I'm a big fan of Warren Buffett. Of course, he's old. He's definitely not of the time of crypto. He's definitely way more aged than, of course, me. But he's became famous, and he's became pretty successful to just always be greedy once others are fearful. Look at the pandemic crash. Everyone called that this was the end of the stock market, the pandemic crash. But if you were buying the fear, you did an amazing job. And I mean, right now, I'm a Dutch boy from the Netherlands. I'm 20 years old right now, but I already made life-changing wealth. I mean, I don't want to be, of course, acting cool or whatsoever about it. I don't want to be shilling about these things, but I have been making a lot of profits on my crypto holdings just to be always greedy once others are fearful. It's once again, it's such a simple saying, and I could be repeating it the whole day, and I will be starting to do so right now, because otherwise you will be probably get sick of me, and I'm already getting sick of myself because I have to say it so many times. But this is, of course, the reality. This is just how the market works, and there's no market that's going to move up in a straight line. And does this look like a textbook retest? In my opinion, yes, it does look like a textbook retest. It does clearly look like a textbook retest. And I would be definitely love to accumulate my bitcoins around this range here, in my opinion. So like I discussed earlier today here as well in the stream, in the beginning of the stream, of course, there could be a very likely scenario that we're going to see some kind of an inverse head and shoulders getting created, and I definitely will be anticipating this. In my opinion, if this is going to be happening, we could be seeing a minor push towards the upside getting created here. Let me see. Look around. Fundamentals are still bearish. I mean, what are you saying? Fundamentals are bearish? I don't get that. I don't get that one, because this is also, once again, the fundamentals are not bearish at all. Fundamentals are extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, the fundamentals were exactly the same here in September 2021, and everyone was bullish over there, and right now the market is moving down, and you're saying the fundamentals are bearish? No, the fundamentals are good. And I don't know if you already know it, but October will be three single ETFs will be getting approved in October. And what do we know? If ETFs are getting approved, it will be at huge amounts of billions and billions in dollars added towards the market. So ETFs getting approved here by the SEC in October. Bullish. We know October's historically been a bullish month. Bullish. We know as well, guys, this is also a very important thing to look at, the funding rates. And this has been as well. Let me go to Glass now, because that will be giving me, give you guys as well a little bit of a better view on the market right now. But guys, I will be talking right now about a very interesting thing here, because the funding rates are negative. And what does that mean? And let me get the chart in front of your eyes right now. The future funding rates are negative, like you can see. You have to be right now paid to be in a short position. You have to be paid the longers to be in a short position, what means there are more shorters in the market than longers. And of course, if there are more shorters in the market, there's a very likely chance that we're going to get a short squeeze indeed. And second of all, if we're looking back to historical price action, is it a good time to long the market once the funding rates are negative? Yes. Because I see that the Glassnode chart is not showing us quite a lot of historical data, so I will be going to CryptoQuant, because I know CryptoQuant is showing a little bit more of historical data about the funding rates. Because if we're looking back, if the funding rates are, of course, only the CryptoQuant is, of course, a little bit laggy, and I don't like that, of course. So if we're looking back towards previous price action, and we know once the funding rate is dipping below zero, like we are doing right now, and let me make this chart a little bit bigger, because you can clearly see it right now in front of your eyes. So if you, as you can see here, there's a zero line here on this chart. There's a zero line over here in this chart, and every single time we are dipping below zero, it basically means that the shorters are paying the longers. And has it been historically on every single shakeout we got here on the previous bull run being a good time to long the market as soon as the funding rates dip to negative? Yes, it has been a good buying opportunity. It has been a good long opportunity. It has been providing us a very good long opportunity as well. Here in June, July, and August, of course, it was a 3-month accumulation phase, but we were negative in the funding rates, meaning that the shorters were paying the longers. So it is more smart to be in a long position over there. So right now, once again, I see you guys Unfortunately, can't see it right now because I have to split it to the right side of the screen. And let me do that. Let me make it a little bit bigger, and let me address this view. Like you can see over here, right now, once again, we're dipping below the zero line here, and this, of course, extremely bullish on the market. I mean, as soon as the funding rates are dipping negative, it is once again giving me a clear view. Okay, we could be starting to get a little bit more bullish, of course, and we could be looking for a very significant bounce. And besides that, it is providing us a very strong long position opportunity, and that's the reason why I'm right now swing trading the market towards the upside. Because yes, we could be for sure go lower, but like I discussed yesterday as well, I have still some orders on the 38k. I still have some orders on 39.8k. I already got filled on that one, and still have some orders on 37k. So of course, anticipating all the worst case scenarios, but I'm for sure ready for a next major leg towards the upside. So as well, Joshua the Baker is donating to the channel. You're saying, thanks for a daily TA, Crypto Rover. Interested in your thoughts about the critical support for Ethereum and my favorite Solana. I mean, we'll be going over that in a second. I mean, yes, in the end of the day, Joshua, it will come all down towards Bitcoin. As soon as Bitcoin starts to increase, it's going to be the altcoins, and of course Ethereum as well, that's going to be increasing once again here. So I should be paying all your attention right now to Bitcoin. And personally, I do think Bitcoin is at least very close way bottoming out right now, and that could be resulting in, of course, a huge move towards the upside getting generated. Of course, I do think that probably in the coming days, as soon as we're going to start maybe increasing from this point, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to talk about a potential falling wedge scenario on the daily time frame. As soon as we're going to get a solid bounce and maybe find some resistance on the top side, people will be talking about a potential huge falling wedge scenario that could be for sure playing out. This is going to be a very bullish bias a signal that we're basically going to get then in the market. As well for Bitcoin, yeah, we could be looking to just move in this parallel channel, but at least what we could be anticipating right now is that Bitcoin going to be seeing some kind of a short-term bounce over here, because Bitcoin is trading on some very key levels of support and resistance right now here, and it is showing us that we should be should be looking at some critical, that we are currently trading on some critical levels of support. And personally, yeah, you could be anticipating that we're right now trading in downward sloping parallel channel. You can see top side providing resistance, lower side providing support. It's a clear parallel channel that we're currently getting traded. But let me go, of course, for you, Joshua, over Ethereum, and let me see what we are currently having for Ethereum. Because yes, if I'm looking to the Ethereum chart, I was looking just towards it a moment ago. You could be, first of all, approach the Ethereum chart on the 1 hourly candles, like we have been breaking out of this parallel channel towards the downside. You can clearly see we have been forming a clear resist line here on the top side with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. And of course, we broke out right now, retesting previous resistance as support as well. Lower side resistance, support, support, support. So 4 touch points as well on the lower side. So it looks to be we are breaking out of a downward sloping parallel channel. But of course, right now, I do think it's the time to zoom out ever so slightly. Right now is the time to take a wider view of the market. And if you're going to take a wider view of the market, and let's say you're going to set up a Fibonacci from the swing low to a swing high, we could be looking for some very strong accumulation levels. And of course, we're right now still trading against, to be very honest, this is not looking necessarily so strong for Ethereum against the 0.5. But like I once again will be saying, it's going to come all down to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going to be strong, it's going to be Ethereum that's going to be strong as well. Ethereum setting up a Fibonacci from the all-time high to the swing low. You can see if we're looking towards this schedule, you can clearly see it has been proving its significance already in the past in terms of resistance and support. But right now, once again, it's providing support on the golden pocket entry. And is it necessarily a bad retracement if you're seeing a schedule like this? I don't think so. And it's going to be likely that Ethereum is going to be bouncing back very quickly. Yes, I do think it's going to be likely. Have I been accumulating huge amounts of Ethereum? Yes, I have. And I definitely can't wait to see how this is going to be reacting. But as well, for all the people that are right now extremely bearish on the market, let me know, why are you thinking that Bitcoin is going to go towards your certain level of previous resistance or support? So let me know what your targets of Bitcoin right now are, and give me as well a reason why you think it is so bearish, because then we could be maybe have some kind of an argument, and maybe, of course, you could be convince me to be even more bearish on the market whatsoever. So let me know in the comment section why I should be bearish right now, because I'm extremely bullish on the market right now, because I'm a fear buyer, I'm a fear eater. But let me know. Of course, I always will be never have the most popular opinion, because if the trend is going towards the downside, I'm bullish. If the trend is going up, I'm bearish. So, of course, the reason why I'm doing so is because I'm catching these bigger moves, because I'm a swing trader as well, while I'm as well trading the imminent short term. So, yeah, I'm trying to catch every single move in the market. And, of course, the biggest move you can catch, and guys, this is a very quick heads up I want to be giving to all traders out there as well. If you want to be catching big moves, you want to be catching trend reversals. That's the only way to catch very big moves, because you can see over here, if you catch the trend reversal of this downtrend over here towards the upside, you make very big gains. If you catch the trend reversal of this move towards the trend towards the downside, you make very big gains. So that's, of course, what I did. I did catch this stop over here. I literally catch this stop over here, and you could be seeing it back on streams. I did open a short position literally over there, closed it on the 44K over here, and I made an approximately more than an approximately 0.6 Bitcoin in profit over there. Of course, never traded a lot of your portfolio, but yeah, over here as well. Bitcoin over here in a downtrend. Of course, if you're longing it, you could be making very strong gains. Right now, once again, Bitcoin in a downtrend. Not very popular if you're going to be bullish right now here, but it is the best strategy to be catching this move towards the upside right now here. So some people are saying 44K this weekend could be for sure possible in my opinion. Let me see. Stock Guru says one. Okay, yeah, you can definitely. Of course, everyone will be having their own opinion on the market. Let me see. We're all moving with low leverage. Say hello to 59K again in no time. I mean, yeah, 59K. I mean, definitely it can be for sure possible in a very rapid pace. I think October is going to be pretty bullish. Let me see. Bearish, depending the US and the Chinese about Evergrande. I mean, personally, I think the whole situation about Evergrande is way too big. It's getting to be made way too big. Because why? Why is it getting made way too big? Because first of all, such a situation, whales could be benefiting from it because there's fun in the market, and if they're going to start moving the price down here, people will be starting to panic. That's always what they do. Second of all, if Evergrande was such a big deal and was it such a bad thing, of course it's not a good thing, that's for sure true, but was it really such a bad thing that is going to crash the US stock market? The market already crashed because we are already open for 3 days here on the US stock market, and no, we have been not seeing a very severe correction in the stock market. So I definitely think the Evergrande situation is a little bit. People are a little bit too stressed about that, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit of a thing that you should not be getting too worried about right now because the US, yeah, of course, stock market has it under control. Because if it was really such a bad thing, of course, it was not going to be seeing such a slightly correction, because the correction was, of course, not so strong here this Monday. And second of all, everyone is saying that the stock market is going to crash. And if everyone is going to say the stock market is going to crash, it is not going to crash, because all the investors will be there once it crashes. That is just a fact. All the investors will be there as it's going to start to crash. It will never be a crash as all the retail investors are going out of the market, because then the big players could not be making these big gains, of course. So you have to know that there's only going to be a crash once all the investors are there. And that is, of course, a very famous saying. I don't know exactly his name, but that guy has been already 48 years trading the stock market. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's been tweeting about this for sure. He was saying, like, there has never been a stock market crash or whatsoever where all the investors were standing on the sidelines. No, there is only going to be a major crash in the stock market if all the investors are there. And I definitely agree with him. I definitely agree with his opinion right now here. So let me see. Dusty BC as well in the chat here. Let me see what he's saying. Evergrande. Sorry, Evergrande. Excuse me. Crypto Rover is buying the entire market. I mean, yeah, I'm for sure buying, man. I'm for sure buying. I mean, DCBC is always bullying me. I mean, always bullying me, man. So let me see. Yes, crash, please. I mean, I'm for sure I would love to see crash, but how likely is it right now in terms of risk to be right? Is it worth the risk to buy your Bitcoin right now? In my opinion, of course, no financial advisor. So for sure, it is worth. It's definitely worth it. Thank you, Daddy Rover. I mean, yeah, it's no problem, son. It's no problem. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. Of course, I'm swing trading the market towards the upside. I'm for sure looking forward towards it. If it crashes, we can be buying more. For sure, I would love to. But too many people want to be buying the 38K range. We know what's going to happen if too many people want to be buying a certain range. Of course, we know everyone was willing to buy 25K because Bitcoin is going to crash back to 25K. But it didn't happen because too many people want to be buying that level. And of course, what the wheels doesn't want is that you are going to buy cheap Bitcoin. So let me see. Bitcoin literally on a discount right now. Sherry, this is completely true. Bitcoin is on a very nice discount, and you could be for sure benefit from it. You could be for sure benefit from it very, very well right now. And of course, there are as well. What I do like right now is that there are a lot of altcoins on a very big sale, and coins that I just really bought into towards. And we'll be discussing them for a second right now. Is VeChain. I've bought huge big into VeChain once again, because the sale on VeChain is extreme. The sale on VeChain is right now an approximately 45% correction. I mean, this still, I'm buying it. I'm buying it, and probably I will be saying it in 2 months from here on. I said, oh, people are asking me about VeChain. We're sitting on 20 cents, and they're going to say, but, and I will be saying, okay, I told everyone that I bought back into Arsenal 9 cents, and everyone's going to say, no, you have not said that. But once again, here you hear it. I mean, I have been buying back around it on 10 cents, and right now, early today as well on 8.7 cents. So yeah, definitely buying a lot of VeChain right now here. I'm very bullish on the project still. I think there's a huge discount once again. I mean, benefit from the discounts. I think benefiting from the discounts is the best thing you could be potentially doing here. And as well, Ryan donating to the channel. You're saying, can you show the chart of 2017 bull market? In September, BTC dumped to 49 towards 32, and then October, trade to December went crazy. Get ready. So Ryan, let me get into the chart. Let me go into the chart for you, man. I mean, yes, I do like, of course, to discuss previous price action here in the markets. I for sure like that, to do that. But still, I'm going to say this to you guys out there. Is it really going to be the historical price action that's always going to repeat? No, not necessarily. The historical price action does not necessarily have to be repeating itself. But let me go back here. You're saying December 2017 here, you're saying Bitcoin dumped from 4,900 towards 3,200 US dollars. So yeah, this was a very crazy crash here. It wasn't crash in September as well, guys. You know, it's September's bearish month here. 40% correction. That's a pretty crazy one. And what did we saw after that? We saw a very strong recovery. And of course, a lot of people were in a big doubt over there. Of course, here we were already trading on an all-time high. So that's differently right now. Things are different, but once again, historical price action is not always the same. It only tends to repeat itself. So that's, of course, a thing that you have to know here. So, yeah, you can see, yeah, of course, after October, we started to climb up in a very rapid pace here. Of course, here we bottomed out as well. Yeah, approximately same time here, of course. We bottomed out here on the 15th of September, but right now I personally think that we bottomed out around the 22 or towards the 24th of September. So yeah, we are getting pretty close with bottoming out right here. And of course, after that, we all know what was history, because from this point, if I say correctly, we increased 500%. We increased 560% here. So yeah, pretty crazy increase here. And of course, like we have been discussing as well several times here on this channel, is there are several reasons why I personally do think it's a good and strong buying opportunity. Of course, we have been already discussing this approximately a day ago already in our video. And it was, of course, this important level and this important touch here on the RSI. The RSI was touching this low, what we have not been reaching here since September 2020. So we have been setting an not all-time line, but a local low that we have been not visiting for, you name it, of course, 1 year, 365 days. This is crazy. This is crazy news. And of course, we all know what happened after that. We, of course, went sideways for a while. We create some bullish divergence, because that's usually what you do. You create some bullish divergence, and then the market starts to move up once again here. We moved up towards the upside, and since then, of course, we all know what happened afterwards. We increased like crazy towards that level. I mean, this was the time. I know this time even. This crash that we got over here, and I've told this every single time. Well, my channel, of course, was in the beginning of my channel. It was a friend of mine, and it's a very funny story. He finally owns Bitcoin, but he told me that he was going to be buying Bitcoin. Like, we increased very quickly, and over here he said, okay, I'm going to wait for a retracement towards the 9.7K. So he said he was going pretty big by then. And he set up a limit order, 9.7K, because there was a futures gap over there, and if he thought, okay, it's going to get filled. And we literally retraced towards the 9.8K, and then we started to increase. Guys, that was crazy. He missed out, and he bought back finally around 30K for Bitcoin. So yeah, he's still doing a pretty solid job now, but it was pretty crazy what we got over there. And someone is asking me, open a weekly chart. I will be going over it in a second. You know why people are bearish. And I think about moving averages, I'm not a huge fan of him, but let me go into it in a second. You don't have to spam here. We'll be going over it in a moment. So someone is saying 4-hour close. Let me go into the 4-hour close in a second, by the way. Indeed, we just opened a new 4-hour candle. But yeah, you can see he missed out by a margin. So are you really going to wait for potential retracement towards 40K? Or are you going to be buying on the 42K? I mean, yeah, you're going to be really have to be have diamond hands for that here. But first of all, yeah, you can see new 4-hour candle. Pretty exciting. Let's see what we're going to be getting here. Not a very exciting 4-hour candle that we did close here before. So yeah, let's see how it's going to be here in the coming 4-hour candle. But let me go to the weekly time frame and discuss this thing that Kunal is saying right now in the chat. You know, you are saying check the cross of the 20 and 50 AMA, 50 moving average and the 20 moving average on the weekly time frame. Of course, let me see the 20. This one can I put off? Oh, I want to remove this. Let me make this green for a second. And let me make this a little bit thicker. This one as well. So we can be seeing it clearly what you're talking about. So why are people bearish? Because of this crossover of move. Sorry. Excuse me for my screen that froze for a second here. Excuse me once again. But let me talk a little bit about what we should be thinking about moving averages. Because there's so many people talking about the golden cross, about the death cross. Like we all know, we got the death cross, we got the golden cross, and I've been having my opinion about it several times here. And if you go to YouTube right now here, excuse me, if you go to YouTube, you all know already what my opinion about it is. And death cross irrelevant, crypto rover. I mean, in this video, this was of course uploaded 2 months ago, approximately, like you can see 3 months ago already. I told everyone why the death cross was irrelevant, and I see some other people as well. Yeah, oh, the death cross inevitable. I mean, yeah, some people talk about the death cross by then, that it was of course the end of the bull market. But personally, I was anticipating it. No, this is not the end at all. This is of course just only once again a thing to shake out these weekends, because right now as well, these moving averages crossing. Do you really have to be basing your opinion about these stupid moving averages getting crossed here? Because first of all, we are in way different markets. These moving averages are based on calculations on Bitcoin. And you have to know, these calculations were based off 2013, the information 2014, 2015, 16, etc, etc. So moving averages are based off old calculations on crypto and Bitcoin. So what we are right now seeing here is once again that we're maybe going to get a potential bearish crossover, but what we don't are taking in calculation, and what we're taking right now in our account, is that this bull market is way different than previous bull markets, and historical price action doesn't necessarily have to be repeating it all over again, because right now what we have is institutional interest. There are way more people interested in Bitcoin, and institutions of course stepping in the market. This is a whole different game that we are right now in, and that is the reason why I do think that these moving averages are not valid. And that's as well a reason why I told everyone before, yes, the golden cross is a good thing, but it is once again just a simple moving average that is already not relevant anymore, that is crossing. And exactly was the same with the death cross, because people get panicked because of it. People are panic selling because of the death cross. People are panic buying because of the golden cross, but it is not a reason to buy or sell in the market. I definitely think you should be taking it with a grain of salt. And my personal opinion, what you should be doing right now in crypto and Bitcoin is have a long-term vision. Please don't think only about the coming months, what we're going to see. The end game in Bitcoin is going to own the most amount of Bitcoins. That is the end game, because I don't think as well that we're going to get a bear market. No, there's not going to be a 90% correction this cycle. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in a 90% bear market. I totally don't believe in it, because of course, we are not in these stages over here where only these stupid, only the retailers were buying, and a few institutions, a few parties were buying. But right now, the institutions are loading up. We are in a whole different stage of the market. It is not smart to, in my opinion, to only base your opinion of these moving averages that are already based off previous calculations. As well with the golden cross, of course, it's nice to know. People are getting excited about it. People FOMO in towards the market. But usually if we're getting these golden crosses, we're seeing corrections, because let me get this the death cross and golden cross. Let me see which EMA it was exactly. I don't know exactly which moving average it was. Please check 2017 and 2020. I know if we're comparing it to 2017, of course we have me seeing this bearish crossover. This was the end of the bull run. But have we been seeing several golden crosses and bearish crosses? Sorry, several death crosses and golden crosses in the bull market? Will we still increase exponentially? No, we have not. So things are different right now, and that's a thing that a lot of people don't understand. We are having institutional interest, and we have as well way bigger whales in the market, way bigger market makers that want you to shake you out here. Because as soon as we're, let's say, going to cross this bearish, we're going to move down, because the chance is very big that we're still going to cross this bearish, because they want to cross it bearish, because they will be shaking out all these retail investors. That will be literally the end game for the whales, to be honest, if we're going to cross this bearish, man. I mean, we are right now retesting it as well. If you're looking to previous price action, I mean, if you really want to be very honest with me, Every single time we retest this level as well, you saw a very exponential rise. So is it going to be bearish? No, we have not been crossing it yet. So yeah, we are right now retesting it. Could be for sure push towards the upside, but in my opinion, this should not be your leading indicator. If you're going to be basing your opinion about previous crossovers that was valid in the past, and these calculations are based off old calculations that are not valid anymore, I think you're not doing the best job out there right now here. I don't think that this is the best job that you have to be doing right now, and I don't think that you should be basing your opinion purely because of this this crossover of these moving averages. So let me see. I believe Bitcoin will be always staying in bull market. I mean, I don't necessarily will be saying Bitcoin will be always staying in the bull market. For sure, there are going to be periods that Bitcoin is going to start reaccumulating once again, just like we saw here around this range over here. And for sure, we're going to get major shakeouts in the future. But I don't believe that Bitcoin is really going in a bear market. And also one of these good reasons to believe that is because purely of this chart. The best reason to believe that Bitcoin is not going in a bear market anytime soon here because of this chart. And this is, of course, a chart that, of course, everyone already know about, the M2 money stock. And it's discontinued, and you may be asking, what is discontinued? The government is right now not showing the exact details anymore because they're printing too much money. And if we know how much money they are printing right now, it is, of course, going crazy because then everyone will be FOMOing into Bitcoin. And that's, of course, not what they want. So what you can see over there is that the money printing is literally going exponential. We are going parabolic in the money printing. Of course, this all came because of the COVID situation. The pandemic, of course, came in. And yes, they started to print money because they were willing to save the stock market. And that's exactly what they're going to do once again here. If there's going to be another stock market thing or so playing out. Let's say as well with the Evergrande, if we're going to get a situation with that once again here, where we're going to print only more and more money in the USA, that will be resulting in the stock market to push up once again here. I mean, I should not be anticipating a huge correction in the stock market right now. And of course, the Wall Street boys are not anticipating it as well. They are bullish on the market. Wall Street boys are bullish right now on the market, and I totally get it, because if the market was going to crash, it already crashed. And I mean, you should be bullish if you're seeing this chart. The government is printing like crazy. Why do you want to be selling your Bitcoins for freaking dollars? I don't know. That's the real question. That's the real question. Let me see. Yeah, 200 years of stock market can be right. I mean, what are you saying? Yeah, 200 years of stock market charts can be right. I mean, 200 years of stock market charts. I mean, you were saying that the stock market is going to crash. I mean, I don't think so. And once again, saying this, if the stock market was going to crash, it already crashed. Because otherwise, all the big holders were already crashing it. But they have not been doing it. It has been not this significant crash here. This is, once again, fear that is in the market. There is fear in the market, but we have been not seeing a crash. And I definitely don't... Of course, there's always a possibility that's going to happen. But no, I don't think so. Let me see. Let me see. And it's yeah, indeed. I definitely have to stop wasting my time about that one, because in the end of the day, the people that are selling right now, of course, it's your own money. You could be always make your own decision what you're going to do with it. I'm only sharing my opinion on the market right now, and I'm only telling you why you should be not falling for the fear and falling for the FUD, because they are benefiting from the FUD that we're currently having in the market. And I'm using my experience from of course, investing in crypto, investing in Bitcoin, and using my strategies, what have been making me extremely profitable. And I'm only sharing these details. So, of course, you can always have your own opinion on the market. And definitely, I think it's good too that everyone has their own opinion on the market. But what we know from previous price action as well here is that always the panic sellers will be in the end of the day become the panic buyers. And we need panic sellers to put up buy pressure once we're sitting at these higher levels. So I definitely think it's a good thing as well that we're, of course, getting the shakeout. I mean, I was, of course, anticipating a shakeout because it's necessarily to continue the bull run, because there's never going to be a bull run without shakeouts, because we need some people to provide buy pressure once the market is moving up, and that is always going to be the same here. Let me see. Of course, I've been going over it several times, so too many times I've been going over that. there's not going to be a market crash once not all the investors are there. There's never going to be a market crash if not all the investors are there. So let me see. Still in yield app for sure. I'm still in the coin here, still holding on. The V2 app is getting launched anytime soon here. So I'm personally anticipating a pump because of that. Of course, if the bullish market structure in Bitcoin as well will be here, I think it's going to be having a lot of influence. Lucky. So let me see. Buy buy small contracts. You could be doing so. Okay, you look at the correlation against the dollar. Of course, like you can see over here, dollar index have been increasing. That's, of course, a result of the stock market moving down here. Dollar index, of course, showing some more strength here. I mean, the past days, it has been still running in towards this resistance box that I'm looking at. Could be forming a very strong W over here. In my opinion, this could be resulting in a very significant rally towards the upside. And yeah, it has been as well forming a higher low over here together with a potential W. Very clear touch in the middle point. So yeah, the dollar index is looking very strong, but it's only going to be extremely strong if we're going to be able to break this orange box. Because if the dollar index, of course, is going to break through here, it's going to be pretty bad for Bitcoin. That's, of course, a fact that we know that, of course, if the dollar index is increasing, it's going to be resulting in, of course, lower prices for Bitcoin. And as well, if we're correlating this chart with the Bitcoin price action, let me set this like this. And let me see on the left side, you have the dollar index, and on the right side you see the Bitcoin chart. And of course it makes a lot of sense if you're looking at this chart at the same time here, because let me see the time frame. The 15th of March, you can see over here, while we were correcting the market, while we were correcting this in the dollar index, the market moved up very quickly. But I mean, even though the dollar index was increasing, like you can see over here, it was increasing from the 14th of December towards the 15th of April. Like you can see over here, we saw an approximately 4% rise here in the dollar index. We still were managing to increase in the Bitcoin valuation, like you can see on the right side. Like you can see till the from the 18th of December towards the 29th of March, we still increased massively. So yeah, after we got a correction that helped to push Bitcoin up once again. But right now, I mean, yes, it is going to be adding a little bit of more difficulties in the market for Bitcoin if the dollar index is going to move up here. But it's definitely not, it's definitely possible, because we have been seeing it several times in the past. We have been seeing it in this bull run, because in this bull run, we not have necessarily been seeing the dollar index decrease drastically. No, we have been seeing in the, let's say, this 50% of the bull run, the dollar index have been increasing, while the market has been still exponentially growing. So yes, there is still a very big possibility that even though if the dollar index is going to break towards the upside of this W, Bitcoin is still going to just slightly increase here. I think the chances are extremely high to still expect that, because yeah, like I told you a moment ago, it's going to be little bit more difficult for Bitcoin, but it's definitely not. It's definitely still possible. It's definitely still possible. So let me see. Are we going to 37k? Personally, I will be saying. Too many people anticipating a certain level, and we usually don't reach it. Let me see. When the markets are dumping, you don't buy the dip. You sell the rip. I mean, I'm once the market is dumping, I'm buying the dip at least. You wait for the pumps and sell into them. I mean, I'm doing that. And if you don't know it, you should for sure check out my previous videos, of course, that I uploaded here around Bitcoin while we were trading on 50 towards 52k here. Because yeah, we have been, of course, announcing it in every single video, and I was getting a lot of hate for it because I was bearish on that range, 50 to 52k range. Everyone only wants to be hearing what they want to hear, and of course, what they don't want to be hearing is that their big market correction was coming because of the funding rates, and there was, of course, already suggesting a huge correction. So I was bearish on the 52k. For a lot of people say no, that's not true. You can see it all back on previous videos. Everything is still on the internet, so you could be literally find it all back. I was extremely bearish over there, and while we are right now in the downtrend, I'm bullish again because it is time to get bullish right now. So you're saying, then you wait for total capitulation. You know when it is. Once YouTubers are silent. I don't know exactly what you mean about that. I mean, right now, of course, once everyone's a fair, you start to get greedy. I mean, I see, if I scroll through the internet, I see everyone saying, is the dump over? Dump warning for Bitcoin, dump this, dump that, back to 20k, back to 30k. I mean, we've seen this all the time here in May. Everyone said, as well, with the death cross, it was over. But no, it was definitely not over. So let me see. What do you think about Polaris? Yeah, excuse me, I'm maybe replying a little bit seriously, but Of course, I'll read every single time your comments. I try to read your comments, of course, in live chat to, of course, gain the interaction with you guys, and of course, answer your questions. Huge manipulation is happening. That's a fact. Of course, we have been already looking in towards it. The whales are benefiting from the FUD right now in the stock market, and they are trying to rip off your Bitcoin. They're trying to rip off your Bitcoin, and that is exactly what they're trying to do. And you may fall for it, or you may not fall for it, but we will be talking maybe in a couple months once again from here on. So October will be huge bullish. I totally agree with that. We have been, of course, already talking about it. Yeah, several times here. Someone is saying Evergreen is 23% up here. I don't know, how do I call this stock? Stock. Is that really true? No, that's not really true. I don't think this is stock. I mean, if we're looking to the S&P 500, let me see the 1 hour. We have been forming some kind. Oh wait, let me go to the. See if I can find it. Like if we're looking to the S&P 500, I'm getting pretty bullish. Because what is the S&P 500 right now doing, guys? And everyone talking about classic stocks here, that the classic stocks are going to correct, and that the classic stocks are going to zero, and that is going to be resulting in Bitcoin correcting to way, way lower levels. I want to be giving you a quick lesson of TA and a quick lesson of how markets works. Once again, market is forming a clear reversal structure, a very clear W with a higher low, first of all, and a very clear neckline. We want to be, of course, seeing this neckline getting broken in order. Of course, right now, still speculation a little bit about its potential W, but I personally do expect that this could be a very strong reverse for the S&P 500. And once again, this is not going to be a market a correction. Just like take 2008 as example. Take 2008 as example. Every investor was there while we corrected. No one was expecting a market shakeout. And we are not going to get a market shakeout while everyone is anticipating it. You have to know it. That's, of course, you may believe it or you don't believe it, but if you're looking back and if you're doing your research, because this is my work, I put my life towards this. I put my work into towards this every single day. I do nothing else than looking at the charts and doing research about these things. And what you know from the previous stock market crashes is that every single investor was there on the top and no one was anticipating that it was a huge crash coming. And right now everyone is saying a huge crash is coming. It's not coming. If everyone will be saying it, it will be not happening because all the investors will be there as soon as we get this crash. So yo, what's up as well? Donating to the channel. Very nice sticker that you're sending me. Thank you so much for your support of the nation. But yeah, you can clearly see S&P 500 could be in for a very strong reversal. I mean, everyone is right now, of course, seeing that the stock market is not looking as worse as it is. Everyone was anticipating a way bigger correction, and it is settling down right now ever so slightly. So we could be starting to see a move towards the upside from here getting generated. And of course, if the S&P 500 is going to be recovering from off this point, we could be seeing a very strong reversal back towards the upside. And this is going to be resulting in Bitcoin potentially claiming ground back towards the, let's say, 50K, and it's going to be looking pretty bullish for the coming months, in my opinion. So guys, as well, want to be quickly asking your support. If you could be taking some of your time to smash up the like button, will be highly appreciated. If you could be smashing up your that like button right now. And someone is saying, love the passion. I mean, I have this is my life. I mean, I live for Bitcoin, I live for crypto, and I put my mind towards something, and I will be going for it fully. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I definitely can't wait to see, of course, I definitely can't wait for the coming years in the future here for Bitcoin and crypto. So someone is asking me right now, can you look at the logarithmic growth curve for Bitcoin? So for sure I can do so. Let me go to the logarithmic growth curve. Let me go to the BYBIT chart. So first of all, yeah, that was a pretty bullish retest. I mean, guys, for everyone who has not been paying attention towards this, of course, I was very bullish on 30K range, and I was saying we are seeing something similar. And let me discuss this real quickly. I mean, have you been seeing this? Of course, if we're setting this Fibonacci extension level, the 1.618 here got touched here in 2017. If we're going to once again talk about historical price action, of course, I'm not a huge fan of a historical price action necessarily, but if we're looking at this historical price action, we retrace from the previous all-time high towards the 1.618 in the bull market, sorry, in the Fibonacci extension. Of course, that resulted in a very significant rise. And when did this happen? This happened in July 2017. Then we saw the exact same. It happened as well in July 2021, exactly 4 years later, we retested that exact same level, the 1.618 here in the Fibonacci extension. And of course, what did we saw after that? We saw another here in September 2017. We saw a huge correction. Everyone was in huge fear over here. Like you can see, everyone thought this is the end. But you have to be zooming out once we are in doubt. Zoom out once in doubt. And maybe some people are calling, maybe some people are right now not as excited like we were before, because it looks to be that we are in a little bit of a turtle market. Like, if you don't know what a turtle market is, it's a market basically that is not moving so much, and that is the reason why people are maybe going out of the market, because they think this is it. But while the market is not moving so significantly, the big players are taking their positions. So let me see. Let me enable the bull market support band, and let me enable this. Let me see if everything's still working. Yeah, everything is still working. Let me see. You can see here, bull market, not support band. This is the logarithmic growth curve. Have we been reaching the top of the logarithmic growth curve? No, you can see 2013, we touched the top side. 2011, we touched the top side. 2013, touched the top side. 2017, touched the top side. And have we been touching the top yet? No, we have not. We have not. But once again, this once again doesn't necessarily have to be the leading indicator for me. But it definitely does show me right now that we are not at the top yet. Let me see. Rover, do you hodl even through a bear market? So yeah, which coins? Bitcoin and Ethereum? I mean, yeah, you can be really stacking up on altcoins, but in a real bear market, you want to be most likely stacking up on your Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion. So, I mean, no, I don't think that there's, even though, let's say, Bitcoin is going to really see a drastic decreasement from here on, I will be still buying. I will be still buying because I have a long-term vision on Bitcoin. I don't have a short-term vision. I don't care if Bitcoin is retracing towards 38k, or I don't care if Bitcoin is retraced to 40k, because my end goal is to have the most amount of Bitcoin, and I know for sure my future is settled with holding Bitcoin. I mean, it's so strange. It's the people change their opinion so quickly. Just a few weeks ago, everyone said that they want to be holding Bitcoin for their life, and right now they're selling it. I don't get it. I mean, people change their opinion so fast, and why do they change their opinion? All down here in their head, because they are getting freaked out by their emotions. And that's exactly what you see. There's fear in the market, people sell. And some people buy the fear, just like me. But unfortunately, as well, if I do these polls on YouTube or whatsoever, let me go to my channel here. Look at this. I want to be, of course, talking you guys through this as well. Just to give you guys some heads up about how emotion in the market work. And let me go back as well towards, let's say, 3 months ago while we were trading in July. Look at this. Look at this. Will Bitcoin ever touch the 20k once again? Majority of the people was saying 2 months ago, hey, we were trading on 28k or 29k by then. The most amount of people were saying yes. Again, the most popular opinion is usually not the thing that is going to happen. So right now, too many people saying 38k is going to get reached. Not necessarily I'm the one that is going to be anticipating. So as well, once again, a question: what happens first? Bitcoin 25k or Bitcoin setting a new all-time high? 61% of the people said 25k. And because we were trading on 30k, people were so convinced that we were going to go to the 25k, and literally everyone was anticipating that level. If everyone is going to anticipate such a level, it's not likely that we're going to reach it. So once again, this is and let me go right into the polls that I'm right now doing. I'm doing the polls right now, and what are we seeing, and what have we been learning from people attaching their emotions to crypto? Because that crypto, Bitcoin, is an emotional asset. We know if too many people anticipate a certain level, it's going to be not likely that we're going to reach it. Of course, what are going to happens first here? This was, of course, a pretty solid question here. But here, what we are right now is Bitcoin in bear market. Of course, majority of the people are saying no. Still, have to take it in consideration, of course. And what we're seeing, what happens first? No, wait, this is not really a good poll that I did. I think I did it on Twitter, right? I did it on Twitter. I have to search it up on Twitter. But basically what we have been learning from the past is that usually the not most popular opinion is going to be the better opinion here. So when will you sell your Bitcoin? That was a good question. 100k, 40%. So a lot of people are willing to sell their Bitcoin on higher level here. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting that we got over there. And of course, like I was doing here, I was talking here. Look at this. Ethereum is forming a MACD divergence on the daily time frame while we were trading, of course, around these levels of $2. Of course, we warned you guys that we were seeing huge divergence in the market getting created on a daily time frame. And still, people were, of course, extremely bearish. So, yeah, we were seeing several bullish signals in the market getting formed by then. But right now, we are going to, of course, look at what we're going to be seeing right now. Because, yeah, we have to be taking everything in consideration, what we are seeing in the market right now. because yeah, we could be looking at the hindsight for sure. We could be always look back to the past and of course talk about that, but in the end of the day we want to be knowing what we're going to do right now here. So we are accelerating the momentum towards the downside. This is it, boys. Man, calm down, man, calm down. I mean, look at this. We are definitely not really accelerating towards the downside, because this looks like a curve back towards the upside. We are losing the momentum towards the downside. You can see it on every single momentum indicator. We're losing selling pressure. The MACD is suggesting it. The money flow is suggesting it. Every single momentum indicator right now is suggesting that we're losing selling strength while we are going down here. So yeah, you could be, of course, purely look at the chart, but if you're looking to the momentum indicators right now, they are telling us that we're losing selling strength, and that's going to be, in the end of the day, resulting in the market to curve back towards the upside again. So because we're seeing it as well in the classic stock market right now, forming a W, Bitcoin is as well cooling off ever so slightly with the sell pressure as well. What you can see over here, we are really cooling off this selling momentum. We're not going as parabolic towards the downside right now as we were going before. So yeah, in my opinion, we are very close to a bottom, or we already bottomed out over here. So I should definitely start to get very, very greedy on the market right now here, in my opinion. So good levels to accumulate your Solana at. So let me go to Solana. Of course, you guys are a very, very big fan of Solana. Of course, personally, still, yeah, I don't think that Solana is a bad project for sure. I do like the project, but I only think that the chart is overextended. Maybe if you let's say have an opinion for Solana for the coming 10 years, yeah, you're going to be profitable if you're going to buy it for sure right now. But are there different projects that are going to give you a better return right now? I personally will be saying yes. I do think that there are better projects right now out there that will be giving you more returns than Solana right now is going to be possibly give you. So do you always want to be buying after such a significant rally towards the upside? Personally, I'm still going to say no. It's not the best risk to reward coin right now, in my opinion. There are way better projects that you could be starting to look at. Maybe, let's say, accumulations that because you're asking me for levels that you should be starting to accumulate. I mean, like the $78 is going to be a very strong level. If let's say we're going to reach it, this is going to be a very strong level that's most likely going to hold. As well, the $110, this is going to be as well a very strong long trade opportunity or an accumulation zone. So yeah, for me, $110 is going to be the next major level support. After that, if we're failing to hold it, it's going to be very quickly that we're going to see the 78, and the 78 is going to be a very strong level that, in my opinion, is going to at least hold on for Solana, or maybe find a bottom at before once again increasing. Because yes, I still expect Solana could be setting a new all-time high, but it will be taking quite a while before we're going to set a new all-time high, in my opinion, because it has to settle down. It has to consolidate. It has to get out. These people that bought in around $1 have to be selling off right now, because you can't go up in a straight line, because then too many people will be in a profit, and that will be resulting in a very big pump, and after that a dump. Because if people are having too much influence on the price, of course, especially these early investors, you are going to see just a significant pump and a significant rally. So what I would love to see is that Solana is just going to see some sideways action, where I can be start to accumulate. I would love to accumulate Solana, but not around these ranges. For me, perfect accumulation going to be $78. So personally should be staying away from it, in my opinion. Not the best buying opportunity right there, right now here. So yeah, $78 is going to be strong level. Of course, maybe already the 81, because if you're looking to the wicks here, you can see the $81 is going to be as well a very strong level for previous resistance, but it's of course in terms of a wick. But I would rather look forward towards touching the body candles, because I think that is a more significant level of support, because you can see it as well here on the $110. That level provided as well very strong support on Solana over there. So I personally think it is, in terms of risk to reward right now, too big of a risk to accumulate it around this range, and it needs some time to cool off before really exponentially up once again here. So yeah, looking forward towards where it's heading. So let me see. What's a better project than Solana? I mean, there's very similar projects that let me go to CoinMarketCap. There are a lot of projects that are basically doing the same as Solana, right? So Solana's trying to solve the scalability, we know, and of course Ethereum is trying to do it as well. Solana's basically competing against Ethereum. But personally, I should you keep your eyes on Cardano right now. And maybe you're wondering, oh, Cardano already, the hype's over of Cardano or whatsoever. But personally, the reason why you should keep your eyes out on Cardano right now here is because they're DeFi projects. Of course, it has to take a while till before, of course, the smart contracts launched. And right now, the developers are going to work on their projects on Cardano. And I can tell you already, these Cardano projects that are coming are going to be extremely explosive. And what we'll be doing, it will be pushing up the Cardano price action. But it can be taking 2-3 months from here on. But how could you be anticipating a huge hype run up here on Ethereum is to all Ethereum on Cardano? is take a position in early. And I personally think Cardano is for sure still going to see way higher price targets later this year. It's going to still crush through its all-time high by miles. And right now, because Bitcoin is correcting, you could be for sure taking advantage once again of the market moving down. You should start to shoot getting greedy. And I think Cardano is a very strong coin that you could be looking at right now here as well, because the price is pretty low. And of course, this is well an very, very exciting project where a lot of DeFi coins will be built on as well. So yeah, of course, Solana is definitely right now a little bit too overextended. You can see 20% correction, 2 times as hard as Bitcoin. So you have to be careful right now. Polkadot as well, a coin that you have to be looking out for, because yes, you could be starting to stake your Polkadot in exactly 1 month from here on, and it is going to be most likely going to be very, very exponentially growing towards the upside. So Polkadot as well, project to keep your eyes on for the coming 3 months, in my opinion. So I've been saying it several times. I've been absolutely stacking up on Polkadot. It is almost getting one of my biggest assets here. It's my 3rd biggest asset right now of my portfolio. Bitcoin and Ethereum still first. I mean, Ethereum is my biggest asset right now in my portfolio. Then it's Bitcoin. Then it's Polkadot, because I'm prepared for some huge gains in Polkadot. And once again, you heard this first on the channel. Then also coins to keep your eyes on, and of course to take advantage on this current correction here. It's maybe AVAX, of course, is right now still up very, very significantly, so should be still very careful with that one. Coins to look out. I think Zilliqa is as well very undervalued project here in the top 100 right now. Very, very undervalued in my opinion as well, taking a not so such a, it is taking a significant dip here right now once again, but it's all very undervalued project that you could be taking some very strong profits on. Sorry, to accumulate right now. Definitely think it's a very strong buy. So yeah, I mean, literally can go over a lot of projects right now here. Of course, if you really want to be hearing a low cap gem here, that is probably going. It's funds. I'm invested in this project as well. It's a low cap market coin, but it has very big potential. It has very big potential. I know the owner that is involved in this project. I know several people that are involved in this project. Keep your eyes out on it for sure. Someone is saying 1 Bitcoin is 1 Lambo. I mean, for sure. But I mean, do you really want to be buying your Lambo with Bitcoin? Because that 1 Bitcoin is maybe equaling, let's say, a Lambo in 5 years from here on. But 1 Bitcoin will be equaling maybe a yacht in a few, of course, decades from here on. So, do you really want a Lambo or a yacht? I mean, from my opinion, I don't really care about if I have a Lambo or whatsoever. I mean, some people look rich, but they don't have money. Some people look poor, but they do have money. I mean, I'd rather be should be compounding on your interest, and always compound, make profits. With your profits, you make more profits. That is compounding. You have to be compounding, especially on my age. I am 20 years old, and I'm not planning on buying this stupid stuff. Even though I can afford it, I'm not doing so, because it's all coming down to compounding. And even though, let's say you're 40 years old and you made, let's say, $200,000 or $300,000 with Bitcoin or crypto, what could you do? You could be buying a new house or whatsoever. And of course, if that makes you happy, you have to be doing it for sure. It's always your financial situation. You have to be doing what you like to do, of course. But you could be as well compound on your interest, because with money, you make money. That's the whole point. So let me see. Shane, you're saying Bandit Clown. Shane, I will be giving you, by the way, because I know you're a true supporter of the channel, I will be giving you guys, I will be giving you, Shane, the moderator permission right now in the chat, so you could be, of course, mute people that are spamming or whatsoever in the chat, because it's of course a thing that you definitely deserve, because yeah, you are always here very, very, very honest supporter of the channel, of course. So I definitely trust you. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in once again here. So house is better than a car. I definitely agree with that one, Shane. Jason, house is for sure a better investment than a car. I mean, if you're buying a car, you're already losing 20% of your investment. If you're buying a car, you have to know it's a worse investment. That's of course a thing that everyone already know here. My grandpa builds custom cars. They are better than Lambo. I mean, true. Bro, I believe it. I believe it. Let me see. Leverage trading is a bank robbery if you approach it smart. You're killing it, bro. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah, indeed. You could be making very significant amounts of gains. I mean, there are several strategies that you could be using, and they're for sure very profitable strategies as well. And I think momentum trading is the best strategy that there is in leverage trading, in my opinion. So, Jerry, you're donating to the channel. Thank you so much for your donation once again here. You're saying, what about HBAR, VeChain, XRP? I mean, I already went over VeChain. As I said, I've been accumulating huge amounts of VeChain because I'm extremely bullish on VeChain right now. But let me talk about XRP and HBAR as well. But first, let me go into HBAR because I still wanted to be going over XRP because XRP is as well one of these charts that I'm getting pretty excited about right now. And let me go back from Bitcoin to this chart, because I want to have one Bitcoin chart open at least on my screen. If you're looking at what you can see, it's an exponential rise towards the upside. You are going parabolic. And what is, of course, a parabolical run-up going to end in? A very significant correction. So not necessarily anything to blame right now here, but yeah, of course, it's likely to see such a correction. So it's a good thing, of course, that a lot of course, bears are out of the market right now, but also you have to know there's a lot of buy pressure gone right now because the buy pressure was still here, but since seeing this very significant decreasement, this buy pressure is all gone right now. So that's, of course, pretty unfortunate as well. Not able to hold on towards the previous all-time high. Pretty bearish in my opinion. I would love to see this level getting holden if as long as we're seeing a breakthrough, a breakdown of the previous all-time high. It's usually already is a clear sign of weakness in a chart. So that's also a thing that you have to be taking in account right now for this project, HBAR. So this is the good buy right now. I'm standing. I should definitely say, yeah, it's never a bad buy in my opinion. If you're looking at this upward sloping support line right now, daily forming a very strong upward sloping support line. But that should be based on your opinion of should you be buying in an altcoin right now of Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin is going to correct further, it's going to be these altcoins that are going to be absolutely taking another big hit here. And personally, right now, think that Bitcoin is close to bottoming out. It could be HBAR that's going to be bouncing back very strong, and then maybe it could be only seeing a bounce back towards, let's say, the previous all-time then correct once again. But at least it's going to be bouncing back very strong. But my opinion, I'm not a huge fan to buy in towards such an pump and dump. I don't like to buy after such a significant chart in towards a certain project. So maybe look on towards the next project in my opinion. For sure, it could be still gaining, but like I told you before, I think that a coin like a Polkadot could be still show you exponential gains here, and it's a better coin to right now buy in. But let me talk about XRP because, guys, have we been touching? I mean, this is the reason why I was willing to talk about XRP. Look at this green line, and have I been talking about this green line? Yes, I have. I have been talking about this green line. You can see over here. I've been going over it several times on my XRP latest XRP update video that I made on my channel. I said to everyone, if we're going to fail to hold on towards this orange box, we are retracing towards the green line. And of course, I said it as well previously in my stream, in my update stream, while we were, of course, trading over here approximately. I said the next accumulation is going to be this green line, 83 cents. And the reason why here is because this green line has been showing us the significance. So you can see, first of all, this green line over here, previous resistance. While trading above it, it was providing support, and after that resistance, while breaking above it, it provided, once again, support, like you can see over here. And right now what we're doing, we're finding support on this level. So is XRP at good accumulation zones? Yes, it is. It is at very strong accumulation zones, I would better say. I think, yes, that is a very good chance that we are going to see a very significant bounce from off this point. And if you're zooming out once again, in my opinion, if we're forming a low once again here, we're just in an exponential and in a parabolical train for XRP. XRP is really setting itself up for some exponential price rallies towards the upside. Look at this. We are literally forming a parabolical run-up right now because, yeah, we're forming once again these higher highs. Very, very beautiful structure in my opinion. And should you be starting to buy the lows? In my opinion, yes. Is Bitcoin looking strong? Yes. Is Bitcoin likely to reverse from here on? Yes. So is it strong? Time to accumulate XRP? For sure. I've been buying my XRP. Unfortunately, not really massively buying this correction over here, but I've been accumulating the $1 range massively. I'm still minor loss right now from there on, but of course the most amount of XRP accumulated is on way lower levels, of course, for XRP. But right now, yes, I do think you should be starting to get pretty bullish on XRP right now, and XRP could be for sure give you very exponential gains here. So yeah, looking pretty solid, my man. Looking pretty solid. I like the trend that we're currently in here. I like the retest that we got here on the on this green line here, and I feel pretty bullish about it. Feel pretty bullish about XRP right now. I definitely feel pretty bullish about XRP over here. So yeah, that's basically my opinion about it. We retested this level. I personally think the orange box is going to be retested ever slightly anytime soon. Let me see. Link, $16 liquidation. I mean, please, man, never get yourself liquidated. test. So sorry, I don't know. I have not got this issue for 4 streams in a row because I thought I fixed it, but we have it once again. But I mean, rule number 1: never get yourself liquidated. That's definitely rule number 1. Use a stop loss. Use a stop loss. But you can see link is right now falling below critical support and resistance. And right now I want to be seeing this level getting holden, but we are right now retesting against resistance. Is link good for spot accumulation right now for sure? Should you get close to liquidation? No, never get close to liquidation. Are altcoins going to suffer while Bitcoin is pumping? Yes, I still think so. If Bitcoin is starting to pump, I still think that altcoins are going to suffer very significantly in their Bitcoin worth evaluation. So DJ Rove in the house. I know, guys. Excuse me for that issue. No spam in the chat, please. Please, no spam in the chat. Let me see. I bought $5,000 for 88, $2.70. Am I screwed? I mean, if you are a long-term holder, you're definitely not getting screwed, in my opinion. But if you're, of course, you're only making a loss if you're selling at a loss. You only make a profit if you're selling at a profit. So, are you screwed? No, in my opinion, not. It's just just a matter of time. Because the future is technology, and the future is crypto, the future is Cardano, the future is laying in our hands. And it's all coming down on when are you going to sell it. Are you going to sell it at a loss? You're screwed. Because, I mean, if... Excuse me, I closed my stream for a second on my OBS. Let me see if it's still working. Guys, for a second, I pressed on stop stream. Is it still working? I think it should be still working, right? Let me do a quick check. Let me know in the chat. Maybe it stopped. I think it stopped. Still working? Let me know in the chat. Is this chat? Okay, we are still live, I think. We are still live. Oh my gosh, I was making a big mistake by that. Last question. It's working. Okay, nice. I was scared. I was scared, guys, for a second. I was scared for a second. I pressed stop stream on my OBS, but right now it's still running. Where you go, Rover? What do you mean? It's good. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Get some Starks, mate. We need your letters. Yes, I will for sure. I will be going to the pool in a second. Take a good drink over there, and yeah, look at my phone. Of course, what the market is doing. Of course, guys. I will be wrapping up the stream right here. But like you can see over here, if we're going to do something with an inverse head and shoulders right here, if we're going to see an important market development, you will be staying up to date. If you're going to follow me here on Instagram, sorry, not Instagram. Yeah, you can follow myself on Instagram for lifestyle. But if you're going to follow me on Twitter right now here, you will be, of course, stay up to date about the market developments. And second of all, if you're going to ring the bell notification right now on this YouTube channel, you will be as well stay up to date about if we're going to see something very important. Because if we're going to see, let's say, see a very bullish development in the market, or if we're going to see, of course, a significant move either towards the upside or towards the downside, I will be notifying you guys about what I'm doing with my strategy, with my trading strategy, and what I will be doing in the market in general. So make sure to hit the bell notification right now if you don't want to be missing out on that very significant move that I'm about to take here. And with that out of the way here, guys, make sure to not get sucked up in the FUD. And make sure to take a rest here because, guys, October is coming, November is coming, December is coming, Q4 is coming, and we should start to get very excited for that one. So, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching this amazing stream here, and we'll catch you guys later today if we're going to see something important playing out over there. Yeah.